Kia ora, New Zealand. In your news today, National appears unlikely to pick up the proxy vote of MP Brendon Horan. Mr Horan's a man alone in Parliament after getting the boot from his party's caucus. The question now arises, where will his vote now be cast on legislation? Prime Minister John Key indicates his party's unlikely to take it.
We haven't considered that matter. I mean, obviously that's something that the whips and the Leader of the House would have to consider, but I think it'd be unlikely to go to us, but let's see.
And Winston Peters believes we need to revitalise a law that stops disgraced MPs from jumping between parties or staying in Parliament once their party has kicked them out. Mr Peters is frustrated that Mr Horan is able to stay.
We supported the waka hopping bill, and we didn't ever support that it had a sunset clause. Why it came in 999 and then was abandoned shortly after that is beyond me, but we supported it then and we still support it.
Sadly, today has been a terrible day for crashes on our roads. This morning on State Highway 1 between Taupo and Tokoroa, one person was discovered dead inside a four-wheel drive that was engulfed in flames. 2 people are dead and 2 others injured after an horrific crash at the Pelorus Bridge in Marlborough at 1 p.m. And a 70-year-old Christchurch man is dead after his car hit an unoccupied house just after midday. And much of the country is in for a battering on the weather front. Met Service has issued a severe weather warning for heavy rain in the north and west of the South Island and some for North Island ranges. Severe gales are expected around the Wellington region with gusts up to 120 kilometres an hour. To overseas now, and Typhoon Bopha has killed at least 82 people in the Philippines as the strongest storm to hit the country this year wreaks devastation. Most of the deaths occurred in one southern town that was in the direct path of Bopha's 210 km/h winds. More than 40,000 people have been crammed into shelters to escape the onslaught of the cyclone. And a New Zealand soldier injured in Afghanistan has been airlifted to a hospital in Germany for further treatment. The Defence Force says the man was hit in the eye during a live firing practice at a range in Bamiyan. An investigation into the incident is underway. And St James Palace says the Duchess of Cambridge is continuing to feel better. A spokesperson has told media she and Prince William are immensely grateful for the good wishes they've received. Catherine's spending a second night in a private hospital where she'll be treated for a severe form of morning sickness after revealing her pregnancy yesterday. And NATO has authorised the deployment of a missile defence system to Turkey in response to the continuing violence in Syria and concern its government might resort to using chemical weapons. Syria's ally, Russia, has expressed concerns about the deployment, but NATO officials emphasise that the Patriot system will have no offensive capability and there is no plan to intervene in the Syrian conflict. And militant conservationist Paul Watson has confirmed he is back on board the Sea Shepherd vessel Steve Irwin and is ready to confront Japanese whalers. The Canadian's whereabouts has been a mystery since July when he jumped bail in Germany, where he was arrested on charges stemming from a high seas confrontation over shark finning in 2002. And The Hobbit's receiving rave reviews from those lucky enough to have seen an advanced screening. The much hyped Peter Jackson film is being called astonishing, epic and dazzling. Far from being buried in the entertainment section, most news sites have their Hobbit review front and centre this morning. Outstanding performances from the star-studded cast on a bed of spectacular special effects is the running theme across the board. And in sports, Shane Warne has apologised to Australian Test skipper Michael Clarke after causing a media flurry about a potential Ashes Test comeback. The 43-year-old Warne told media he had no doubt he could succeed at Test level again. However, Warne has downplayed his comments, saying he was asked, "Could I play?" and not "Would I play?" And now there's more incentive for going to bed earlier. A new study has found going to bed an hour earlier than usual could help to ward off high blood pressure. And maybe early nights is what helped Bessie Cooper. Since January this year, she was the oldest person in the world, living to 116 years old. Sadly, she died today peacefully in a US nursing home. And that was your news for Wednesday the 5th of December. Ka kite anō.